It's really important to know how to be polite properly in different languages. Now, that's of course expressed wildly differently depending on what you are learning. In English, we don't really have the system that I'm about to talk about. In a language like Korean, for example, honorifics play a very important role. They are central to how you express yourself to any one person at any given time. As a general rule, I've found that Korean has at least 7 different levels of politeness, of honorifics for you to be conveying a meaning to somebody else. In English, we have politeness. Yes, we have terms like sir and ma'am, but it's really just the manner of speech, the tone that you take with somebody else that shows respect. Normally, it can be with clarity of speech too, but it's not really with how you change the words themselves. In a language like Korean, for example, and I'm singling out Korean because it's the one that I'm most familiar with. It certainly applies in other languages too. But going on with the example, you will have different levels of politeness and inversely rudeness that you could take with somebody else in whether it's writing or speech. And these levels of honorifics, you could have a basically neutral mid-level of politeness that you'd use with kids or with friends. You would have degrees of higher honorifics that you would use with your boss, a like government official, for example. And there are levels of rudeness that you would use for somebody that you're kind of standoffish with or just an outright opponent. It's very important that you know which one that you are learning, especially if you're learning a language like Korean that has very clear and distinct rules for honorifics. Because if you learn the wrong level of honorifics, if you learn the wrong level of politeness, and you assume that as the baseline, you could come across as very rude or dismissive to somebody when you really don't mean to, but they wouldn't know any better. They would expect you to know that if you're trying to speak their language. And conversely, you might not recognize whenever somebody is being rude directly to you or kind of just talking bad around you, about you. And it's nice to be able to pick up on those too. But if those levels of politeness, if there are a wide variety of ways to say things in different nice and rude manners, you might want to look into the honorifics of your target language. I hope this made sense. I write about other things like this in my books, not yet honorifics. I'm working on Korean. Like this video if you liked it either way. Leave a question in the comments down below if you have one. Follow for more if you want, and I hope I will see you in the next one.